At some point last year, I had played the demo of Clockwork Ambrosia. It was surprisingly fun. I reached out to the developers around its release window and they were kind enough to give me a copy of the game. But what took me much longer than expected to finish the game is, among other things, the fact that playing through it was a complicated experience. I'll get on with the positives first. Clockwork Ambrosia takes place in a world where the royal and the robotic meet in an interesting way. You play as Iris, the pilot of this balloon ship thing who gets attacked by a robot bird and now must find her way back to wherever she was heading, I guess. There is no melee combat in the game. You only have different types of guns that have a huge number of attachments you can use with to customize your combat experience. I'd say the weapon customization is the primary USP of the game, and in that department the developers have definitely worked a lot. From the get-go, you find a great number of these attachments in a very short time, which hooks you right away. This is what I had loved about the short demo I played. Finding so many weapon attachments so early give you a sense of empowerment, and the cleverly designed first area gives you that metroidvania problem-solving itch, which makes it hard to put the game down. But very soon, you start to feel the cracks. The first and perhaps the most annoying thing about the game that brought my enjoyment down dramatically is how saving is handled. It doesn't have any autosave. You have to find these save points and manually save your game, and there are enough of these. But usually in any modern game with manual saves, certain things still do save in the background just to spare the player from unnecessary repetitions. But not in this game. If you equip a weapon or modify any parts of it and then die without saving, you revert back to whatever weapon or modification you had equipped when you last saved. This becomes a big headache during boss fights. Similarly, if you solve any puzzle and pick up any object from one of these chests or just find these chests in some hidden area and pick them up, you have to do it all over again if you die without saving. And everybody knows solving the same puzzle more than once is not fun. Same goes for if you pick up a key or open a door or anything like that. Basically, if you don't manually save, the game does not remember anything at all. While this kind of system works in survival horrors, although some of the modern ones still do some background savings for certain mundane things, this system does not work at all in a 2D Metroidvania. A post-release patch added the ability to respawn up to 3 times in whatever room you die at, but then since it doesn't remember your weapon configuration, for example, you have to manually pause the game and reconfigure your weapon again and again, thus continuing the annoyance. This tiresome save system was the main reason why multiple times during my playthrough I thought of giving up and just quit the game altogether. It was that annoying. Luckily, I never died after killing a boss and reaching a save point, so I don't know if you have to re-kill a boss if you die before saving. If that happened, I swear I would have quit then and there, just like I did in case of Twilight Monk. So what adds to this annoyance is the level design. I don't mean the individual areas, but how the levels are laid out and how they are designed to go with the ability upgrades you unlock don't really jive well in my opinion. It is really hard to pinpoint what the issue is particularly, but in better designed Metroidvanias, the game slightly nudges you to different directions based on the abilities you unlock. Even in games where you can sequence break and unlock abilities in different orders, there exists a sense of invisible guidance which stops you from getting completely lost and frustratingly wander about for hours. In Clockwork Ambrosia, unfortunately, I had to do a lot of directionless wandering. As a Metroidvania fan, I do have a moderately high tolerance of this kind of path searching, but again, the terrible save system and more importantly, the fact that fast travel unlocks very late really made everything very frustrating at times. Fast travel not only unlocks too late, but it also commits 2 cardinal sins which make it pretty useless. 1, you cannot fast travel between different save points, but only between these rooms containing these special stones. And they are laid out far away from each other and in places that don't make fast traveling all that convenient. 2, when choosing the destination, the game shows you a list of places which gives you no idea where they are. The map itself doesn't even have names of areas. I don't know why the game expects you to know which area you're traveling to by this list. It just feels clumsy. In my opinion, the only correct way to do fast traveling UI is by showing you the map where you can visually select which destination you can travel to. This list system, on the other hand, made me randomly try teleporting to every area to finally reach where I wanted to go. And even then, like I said, these fast travel points are so sporadically laid that they don't really help making travel that much easy. Having said all that, I did like the combat in general. The guns with their nearly infinite combination of mods are fun to tinker with. The pixel art is gorgeous and has a distinct Mega Drive era look to it, which makes it stand out from other modern pixel art games. The boss fights are generally fun, although I found two bosses to be on the extremely difficult side. It's also pretty baffling to me that a game where projectiles are constantly flying around, your dodge mechanic doesn't have iframes, which makes some combat and boss scenarios unnecessarily annoying. Also, dodge mechanic lacking iframes basically make it useless as an ability apart from just being able to do this. As a whole, I wouldn't say the game is particularly difficult, but again, the save system and the lack of direction in exploration are what ultimately made the game a tedious and repetitive experience for me. If I were rating the game, I'd say it's somewhere between a 6 to a 6.5. It has some interesting puzzles which make great use of the customizability of the weapons, although in my playthrough a large number of the mods remained unused, but I do like that so much variety is on offer. So yeah, I would recommend it if you're a big fan of the genre and want to play basically any and every Metroidvania, but I'd still say maybe wait until it gets a discount. It does have its high points. Certain contained areas with multi-layered puzzles and combat set pieces are done really well, and especially around the beginning it's really fun. But after playing for about 25 hours, a significant part of which was spent wandering around, backtracking again and again while dealing with the quirks I mentioned before, unfortunately I can't say it left a very positive impact on me, which I had expected when I played the demo.